in less than an hour saying, oh, it looks like you're suitable for this PhD, but sorry, you didn't attach anything. So I was not really excited about it, but I now quickly replied back and attached everything. I did my application and I waited for just a month before I got the email saying, oh, you're invited for an interview. And a week after the interview, I got accepted. And I was like, wow. So your dreams are valid, so I can actually get this thing.
In this third part, we're going to talk about getting jobs in the UK post-PhD and general tips for surviving the PhD.
Like you said, you're a final year PhD student. You spent 4 years plus on the PhD, and you're
4 years, 1 month now.
Yeah, so you almost, your thesis is completed. You're just waiting for feedback from your supervisor. So the great thing is that you got a job. So now you're not on a student visa.
No, I'm not on a student visa anymore now.
So can you tell us the secrets?
No secrets here.
How do I get a job? As if when I'm rounding up, or I don't know, when I'm finished, how do PhD students position themselves for job opportunities post PhD? Because you have to start thinking about that before you finish your PhD, and you've done a great job with that. You started applying in your third year or when? Fourth year.
So what happened is, so my funding was for 3 years, like strictly 3 years. Because of COVID, they added for 3 months, but that's it, you know. So at that time, I knew that I have to do what? I have to find something to do, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I have to pay the bills. I have even the little stipend now is finished. It's done.
That's when you know the value of the stipend.
Yes.
Just like what we're
even
saying
the little one, I'm saying, even that little one was helping me, but now it's not there anymore. So I had to think of how exactly now, what do I do? So that was last year, 2020, around September. That's when I started thinking about jobs, you know. I'm coming towards the end of this, and I need to find something to do. Of course, I was doing these other jobs. Everyone who's been abroad or in the country knows what
you have to hustle.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, for you to make enough money from those jobs, you might need to do 50 hours and yet you 60 hours, and yet you still want, and yet you still need to finish your PhD. And of course, now at the time my student visa had like a year left, so a couple of months. So I knew that, of course, you can't continue you can't get a work visa with those kind of jobs.
Yeah.
So, and even to renew, even if you are to extend your student visa, you still need money. So I knew that I have to get something. So that's when I started applying for jobs, you know. So what I must say is, I've been, I must say, I've not published work. I've not published any work during my PhD. I've not, but then any papers. But then, of course, after I'm going to publish. But so sometimes you have to do some trade-offs, you know, some trade-offs. So during that time, I started now looking for jobs, you know, applying here and there. The first thing is I tried to volunteer. I volunteered, I think, as a desk researcher with the UNDP. So to get some sort of experience, get into that, you know. So it took me, of course, there are some rejections, like you don't get...
Rejections are normal.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't hear back. But then luckily, was it December, you know, I applied, no one was getting back to me. December last year, 2020, I remember very well, I got a shortlist for a research fellow at the University of Edinburgh.
Wow, great.
I was so excited, you know.
Yeah.
So excited. Of course, I did the interview, went well, but I guess, unfortunately, they wanted someone full-time. And they wanted someone full-time to start immediately. So I don't know, maybe that's why they didn't get back to me. I never heard back, by the way.
Okay.
Up to now, I don't know. Up to now, I don't know, but I didn't give up. I got shortlisted again, social scientist. a social scientist position at Malaria Consortium in London.
Wow.
So I thought, that was a part-time 18 hours, but I thought, ideally I was just looking for part-time so that I do my PhD and I get some work experience. Did an interview for that as well. Unsuccessful. But I didn't give up.
Don't
give up. I kept learning along the way that at every step there's something that you learn. There's a lesson learned.
You learn how to make a better application.
Yeah, better application, better CV, better. You have to. First of all, one thing I learned: tailor your CV to every job. There's a tendency to just forward the same CV or changing the cover letter, just a few things, just changing the address and then
and if you make a mistake you might leave the old address.
So no, you have to really tailor your CV, your application, your cover letter. You have to tailor it to the job description. Look at the job description. My mantra is that you don't do it. Once you can do everything, once you look at the job description and you can do what's there, apply.
You don't have to meet, what you want to say is you don't have to meet 100% of the requirements.
No.
Yeah.
Once you can do what's in the job description.
Exactly. For me, I aspire for, I don't think, I can't do this.
But once you do it, once you see the JD and you're like, no, this I can do, just go ahead and apply for it.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. Once I do whether they want a PhD, whatever, as long as I look at that JD,
you can do it.
I can do it.
Apply. You're doing a PhD.
Anyway. I've got the skill along the way.
Just do it.
Just apply. And then also, by the way, with PhD, there's a lot of what I learned through this process is that there's a lot of experience you get from the PhD that is transferable.
Yeah, across
things like project management, things like conflict management, all those things you experience them, throughout your PhD, So don't think that because I'm doing a PhD, I don't have the required experience, the required skills. No, there are a lot of things that you can draw on for your job interviews. So unfortunately, I didn't get the Malaria Consortium. Got shortlisted. So around Christmas, got calls towards Christmas. Got calls from University of Aberdeen, St Andrews. What's this? The Royal College of Physicians and Obstetricians. I think that's it. Yes, like all of them shortlist at the same time.
Wow. I must have been excited.
Exciting, but then the Royal College called me for an interview at exactly the same time as another interview that I already scheduled.
So you had to choose one.
So I told them, they said, we shall call you back, but they never called me back to reschedule. So forgot about that. Anyways, I did those interviews again. Still no job. Now this was beginning of the year 2021.
And your funding has now run out completely.
So no job. Then I saw an ad for NHS at the NHS. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my job. Yeah. It's exactly in my field. It's exactly like what I'm doing for my PhD.
And even your MPH, or your
it's a permanent
experience.
Exactly. Permanent position, full-time position, and I didn't think that I'd be, because most times they say, you must have the right to work, there's no sponsorship.
Puts people off. I didn't know until when you got yours.
That because most jobs, especially at some projects, especially within the academia, most are going to be like a 1 year project, so most times they don't want to sponsor you. They don't give you the certificate of sponsorship for you to get the visa, because by the time they process everything, probably the project has gone way into.
Yeah.
So I didn't think they would sponsor me, but I said I might as well try anyways. Yeah. So anyways, this job was exactly what I wanted, everything. But
what was the job title?
It was a healthcare scientist practitioner within the NHS, within the infection control team, NHS Scotland. So I thought I might as well apply for this job. Applied for it, I put in a lot of, like, I was quite thorough in my in my application, because I knew this is what I wanted. It was perfect. It was an entry position, sort of. You start off at the starting band, salary grade, but I mean, it's a long-term position, what you're doing and everything. So got shortlisted, did the interview, of course we can discuss PhD job interviews in the UK and another if I'm invited, but but yeah, did the interview. I was so nervous in the interview, because when you want something, when you feel that's something you want, you're so nervous because you don't want to do it.
Because you don't want to miss it. You really want it.
Yeah, you don't want to do anything wrong. You don't want anything to go astray. So, but anyways, I did that interview, and within 5 days, I get a call. I thought, again a rejection. No, they told me, we would like to to offer you the job and everything. I was so excited, But I was so excited. They said they would be in touch. So I kept waiting. But just a week later, I got shortlisted. Now, see, the Royal College of...
That didn't get back to you before.
That didn't get back to me now. They got back to me, scheduled an interview, So I did also that. I thought I had the job already anyways, the job offer, so I did. But I thought I might just do the interview, just to test myself again. So I did the interview. So they promised to get back to me in 2 weeks, but they got back to me within a day,
So
they offered me the job. So within 1 week, I got 2 job offers.
So you're now faced with a dilemma.
So I was now faced with
you really wanted the healthcare scientist practitioner one.
I mean, the Royal College is prestigious, it's down in London. They were giving more money. Of course, it's London, so they have to give you more money. But then, at the end of the day, it was just a 1-year contract, and then I think that was within diagnostic, studies and everything, and it was out of course, with a PhD, you have transferable skills that you can.
It wasn't really aligned with your interests.
It wasn't really aligned with my interests. So I think, of course, I had a chat with my supervisors. That's why I say people, the people at GCU,
with mentorship, they're really good, and you can have those discussions with them. You don't have to hide.
So I did what I just turned it. I just turned that down. Like, I was amazed. Like, after looking for jobs, and then you're faced with the option of
as in, like,
2 options now, 2 choices. Why did they all come at the same time?
That's the importance of not giving up.
Because
you didn't give up, everything
you
now,
keep going,
everything just aligned.
So but then in terms of recruitment with the NHS, that's another issue, because it took about 6 months before I started, because of they have to do a lot of the documents, then the visa, then all these kind of things. So it took me 6 months. I thought they had given up on me, but it took me 6 months. So because I had to switch my visa from student to
skilled worker
now, so it took quite a while, but I mean, finally went through, and I just started in July. I got the offer at the beginning of the year. I think it was end of January, so I started in July. It took about 6 months, but here I am now. I'm part-time student, full-time employee.
That was quite nice to listen to. So I guess maybe some other time we'll discuss about what
we can discuss tips on how to do UK interviews, job interviews. There's never been a better time to come to the UK than right now.
It's just really nice to see your experience so far, all that we've been discussing, and then finally now doing something that you really want to do, and So you're rounding up the PhD soon, so we're looking up to you. And it's good to learn from your experience, because the opportunities are endless with a PhD in the UK. So it inspires me and it gives me hope for the future. So I guess we should end now with what tips do you have? Now you've gone through the journey. You are fired, you're just really close to submission. You're just waiting to put everything together. You put everything together, you're just waiting for feedback from your supervisors and all of that. So what tips do you have for surviving the PhD, and how should one go through the journey, maximize the opportunities along the way to basically tips that you have for PhD students, tips from final year PhD students.
First of all, the end drags. Oh my gosh.
But the end is in sight now.
The end drags so much. So luckily I have my entire thesis as well with my supervisors. Just one more round of comments, and then final submission, hopefully I'll be graduating in the summer next year. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But tips: be open to learning, be willing to learn. You can be passionate about anything, but a PhD has a time frame, So have a good relationship with your supervisors. There's a tendency to always try to, because you want to do this, you want to do that, you don't want to listen to your supervisors, but always listen to your supervisors. Like, you can change the world after you do your PhD.
Exactly. I always say to myself, my PhD is probably the worst research I'll ever do, because there's so much research to be done.
So like, do what you have to do within 3 years, 4 years, and finish. And then if you have something you're passionate about after that, go ahead and explore it, apply for funding, grants and everything. But the PhD has a time frame, So listen to your supervisors. You don't want to be with your supervisors
fighting.
Always fighting. So always listen to that. Go out of your comfort zone, Always go out of your comfort zone, because like first of all, I had to look for funding to go for data collection, because I didn't have funding for my data collection.
And your data collection was in Uganda?
My data collection was out of the UK and Uganda. I had to travel within, come back, with all these visa restrictions. You can't be out of the country for more than 2 months if you're a student. You can, but you have to. I had to go through with it. So with that, be resilient. Resilience is important.
Do not give up.
Do not give up. No matter what, do not give up.
Yes.
Always keep going. If you want to take it from me, then be a perfectionist.
It's always, I've learned that along the way, because I'm naturally a perfectionist. But I've learned with the PhD, just get it done. Move on. So I even share what I think is not good enough with my supervisors, because I'm not scared anymore of being perfect. And when you now share it and they're like, wow, amazing job, and you're like, okay. So even my not perfect is amazing.
Exactly. Don't be a perfectionist. Do what you have to do, and let them also do what.
They're supervisors. They're supposed to supervise you. If, as example, say, there's a reason why you have supervisors. Use your supervisors.
Exactly.
That's why you have supervisors. They have a role to play.
So don't be a perfectionist. Do what you have to do. As long as you have everything, submit, and then you get feedback, you revise, and you perfect your work with time.
Yes.
And then you go ahead and submit. And things outside. Try to balance everything. Like, I must say that a PhD is one journey, is one task, is one project that tests every aspect of your life. Every aspect: emotional, psychological, physical, mental, spiritual, everything. It tests
your relationship with your family, friends,
social, everything. It tests all those bits about you know, and so you have to have everything in check, you know. Sometimes I mentioned, sometimes you feel mentally, you know, you feel depressed,
Yeah.
you know, you get a bit of depression here and there, you know, you feel like giving up. Like you've not done a PhD, if you've not felt like giving up,
I felt like giving up my first month.
make sure you balance other aspects of your life, you know, because like she said, like Ayo said, it always take time. Like they always told her, take time. Like she said, that's what I told her.
Yeah, take a breaks.
Take-
In fact,
take
they're
a
always
break,
reminding
take
me, we've
breaks.
not taken your annual leave this year.
To be honest, I don't take leave, but
You take breaks.
but I take breaks, like especially during the pandemic, you know. Sometimes you might feel like not doing any work.
Yeah,
It's fine, don't.
it's fine.
Even if it's a week, don't.
In fact, I got so comfortable having those kind of discussions with my supervisors because they're always the ones saying, you're not taking any annual leave. I've not seen your leave card. And my supervisor was even saying, okay, even if you don't want to take it at a stretch, she said, I can take annual leave on Fridays. She said, I can spread it. I was like, okay.
Yeah, so take time off, and then don't. Sometimes you might be doing a PhD, you might be with other students who are doing PhDs, and for them they're doing their work from Monday to Friday morning to 8 to 5, 8 to 6.
And you're comparing yourself.
And you're comparing yourself. Do not compare yourself. Everyone has different working tendencies, different working structures, different, So do not try to work because the other student is working from 8 to 5. I'm also going to work from 8 to 5,
No,
No,
do that.
make your own plan, structure your own work the way you feel you best operate, Do not try to compare yourself to anything, And I think with that you do what? At the end of the day, it's a long project. 4 years,
So a new PhD they recently asked me like, what do I do when I'm depressed? How do you cope with the mental health aspect of a PhD? I didn't even know how to answer because I just said, okay, take breaks, just take breaks, relax. Well, what would you say? How do you cope?
So with mental depression, you can take time off. The first thing is take time off the PhD.
Yeah, you can.
Life is more important.
Some people
than,
take out breaks for a
than
couple
PhD.
of months.
Yeah,
and come back to it.
I mean, during the pandemic, 5 months I was away. Thank God, another 2 months at the beginning of. Was it that there was another lockdown at the beginning of this year, December into the beginning of this year? I was away for I think February. I was away for a couple of months, 1.5 months. So I think that helped me. To be honest, I don't know how I would have survived the lockdown with a PhD and everything.
Yeah.
So take time. There are times when you don't feel like doing anything. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Don't. And also, if you can and you have the money, you can take holidays around the UK. You can travel around the UK. Sometimes it's just good to go somewhere and just see, look at the stars. So
For a weekend or
for a weekend without, even if you are just alone, without thinking about PhD work, without,
Yeah.
And of course, constantly keeping in touch with family.
Yes.
Helps, keeping in touch with
Yes.
family and all that constantly.
Yeah.
Help that does help,
Yeah.
But you do not give up.
Don't
At the end
give
of
up.
the day,
Don't give up.
don't give up.
Just take a break and come back to it. It will still be there.
Yeah,
It will still be there when you come back and then you can continue where you stopped.
yeah, you can learn from where you stop, but don't give up. Take breaks.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
All
great
the time.
advice. Thank you very much, senior
Thank
colleague.
you. Yes, senior colleague.
Okay, so we've come to the end of this video, and I'm so happy that we're able to discuss different experiences as international students in the UK, the reasons why we chose to do our PhD and everything. So it's been an interesting discussion, and thank you very much for agreeing to be part of this. So and thank you everyone for watching up until this point, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.
And you can suggest what topics.
Yeah, you
want
can
to hear
suggest
to you.
any topics that you want me to touch on, and maybe I'll invite Andrew back.
If you want me back, I can come and
Yes.
discuss more of my experience working with the NHS so far,
Yes.
interview experiences.
Yeah, I need the whole video on jobs, post PhD jobs,
Yeah,
and
post-PhD.
positioning yourself for opportunities.
Navigating the
Yes.
the end, navigating the end.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's good. Thank you, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.
bye.
Bye.